Hey up everyone, I am the amateur prototype and oh boy, things are beginning to ramp up. So once again, new SMG4 post that we're going to analyse. Let's have a look at this. Greetings! We apologise for the interruption, but there seems to have been a malfunction in the website. The ratings are surely higher. Please hold tight folks while we investigate. And we see a newspaper here showing off that the fact that Once Upon an SMG4 has only gotten the rating of 3.8 stars, which is weird because the last time I checked it was on 4 stars. But anyway, once again, it's not the highest. And here we see Mr. Puzzles looking right at it, and he's clenching his fists. This mate is getting really pissed off now about these lack of ratings. So, now, my theory on this is that, and I've said this on certain posts and that Mr. Puzzles is after something, clearly. And I think he is after what SMG4 was after. And that is perfection. SMG4 wanted the perfect video, and we all know how that went. So, I believe Mr. Puzzles is going down the same route. He wants his shows to be perfect. He doesn't want them to be just entertaining, because that's not enough for him. He wants it to be perfect. That's how I'm thinking of it, because 3.8 stars, sure, it's not the highest, but certainly not the lowest. That's like it was pretty good. It was pretty good, but there can be a few improvements. Which is meaning that this guy isn't liking it. Which is making me wonder, where is this leading? Because the previous two posts, the previous two old-fashioned like posts, was showing things about the teaser for the next show that he will do. But here, it's different. We have now been going over the ratings of these previous two shows, meaning that something's going to happen, or at least something is coming up, at the very least. But we can see that Mr. Puzzles isn't happy. Clearly, with the clenching of his fists, he's about to enter his full-on villain mode. And if trying to read the thing here, this newspaper, the image is unfortunately too blurry. Like, literally, some of these are just completely pixelated, so I can't really say anything here. So yeah, Once Upon an SMG4 got basically the same rating as Mario's Mysteries, or at least it did. For a while, it's now at 4 stars, but still, that's not 5 stars, meaning that this guy's getting angrier. So my prediction is that he is going to slowly start losing his mind. In terms of, like, anger. More anger than just insanity, right? Like, overly dedicated to make the perfect video, like what SMG4 wanted. So I'm not sure what he's going to do here. I have a feeling that throughout the next 3 shows, what's going to happen is that he is going to get progressively more and more angrier towards everything. Because in Once Upon an SMG4, we saw that Mr. Puzzles at one point muted SMG3 for how annoying he was. That could be hinting that he is slowly starting to get irritated from the cast. So I feel like that's going to escalate. So yeah, it's going to escalate to the point where he basically starts losing it. Where he basically just runs out of temper. Which I feel like during the 5th show is when they are able to get the opportunity to escape the whole thing that the cast are in. Which makes me think now that who is going to probably let them out? Well, the most obvious choice would be Tari and Clench. Because Tari has basically got the most power over simulations. Like, she knows the most about them. meaning that she's probably going to be able to get everyone else out, while Mr. Puzzles is at his weakest and most vulnerable. And so that is how I think this is going to go on. More cracks start opening up, and eventually everything's going to break through. Until then, though, I still don't know what's going to happen. But hey, we'll just have to wait until the third show comes out, in which we'll be shown that on Thursday. Probably. Now then, this isn't where this ends, because I've got something else to go over, which is this comment that I got from this lovely chap, Mac. So, first off, thank you, Mac, for pointing this out. So the first point that Mac made was that he thinks that instead of these being shows, they're genres. And this makes sense, right? Because thinking It's Gonna Be Perfect was based on horror. Western Spaghetti was based on... Yeah, so Western Spaghetti was Western themed, obviously, and then What The was heist themed. And so Mario's Mysteries is kids shows, Once Upon an SMG4 is a fairy tale. And so Mac has pointed out that the other ones could be like, you know, space, superhero, romance, stuff like that. And that's a really cool way of thinking of it. But then there's a little pinch of salt. Oops. Yeah, so a little pinch of salt I'll add to this is that... Bloody hell. Is that I've seen a little progression system going on here. Mario's Mysteries is a kids show, and kids shows are normally rated for 3-year-olds. Fairy tales are normally for more mature audiences, as in they're mainly just rated for 7-year-olds, mainly. Rated 7. I use the PEGI system. Which means there are 3 other genres or shows that are gonna come out, and there's 3 other age ratings. Age 12, 15 or 16, and 18. Meaning that these could progressively become more mature as they go along. And if the third show ends up being, you know, something that's rated 12, that would be rated 12 for whatever it's parodying off, then that basically confirms that theory. No, Null actually pointed that out as well. So yeah, and then he also says that Mr. Puzzles isn't actually his real name. Quite interesting, but I'm not sure about that one, because looking back at his design real quick, so yeah, looking back at his design here, there's a very big advocate to puzzles in that, with the puzzle piece looking pants and the word PUZZLEVISION on his thing. So he's very much related to puzzles in that, which makes me think that probably... Yeah, it makes me think that Mr. Puzzles is his actual name, so yeah, I'm probably going to debunk that one. But still, it's still an interesting thought. He might have another name that could be related to like a more eldritch kind of abomination thing that he got going for him, because let's be honest, this guy's got some... you can tell this guy's got some spoopy things going on with him. We can't deny that, can we? But other than that, yeah. So, I'll leave it off at there, because this is really all I can say about this. But other than that, I'll say thank you, Mac, you lovely chap, for giving me this opinion of yours. And also, yeah, that to be honest, that's all. There's nothing else other than that. So I'll see you all on Thursday. I've been the Whenever Prototype. This has been SMG4's newest post and a comment that I want to discuss about. So, and see you later.